my dear friends, welcome back to Sparkle with Jyoti. I hope you all are doing great, and today's video is going to be very good. And by the way, if you have noticed, the weather is awesome. It's amazing last 3 days. So it's like almost 24-25 degrees Celsius. It's so warm, it's not cold, so whatever, like even if I wear a slight jacket, it is feeling hot, it's so warm. And that's the reason as you can see, I've come near my house outside. I thought I'll give you like a different view this time. And also we are looking for some places so that it's also very windy, so I don't want it to be very windy, and so that my voice is audible and you get the tips and tricks what I'm going to share nicely and you can hear properly. So yeah guys, today's video is going to be some useful tips and tricks while renting an apartment here. So all of us, sometimes we are new and we don't know what is going on here, and even a lot of things goes on. So that's the reason you should take care while renting an apartment and not get any losses or anything like I did. Like last time, if you have not checked that video, you can please go and check how I lost 80,000 rupees here while moving to another apartment from the first one. So yeah, if you're interested in this topic, then please keep on watching. So guys, let's get started now. Firstly, I'd like to give you some tips, some hints which you can judge and just to make it out like whether really the person is genuine or no. Because this when you're signing the contract, we have seen a lot of cases like where people have been scammed with like huge amounts of money, and literally they are supposed to move on that day, and when they went to the house, there was no one, like there was no keys, or there was no entrance, nobody to answer to, and those people literally had to stay in hotels and everything, because last minute nobody can find house, right? So it's really important to check all these documents and understand whether really the person is genuine who is offering you apartment or no. Okay, so I'll tell you some hints which you can check to gauge all these things. So firstly, that you can check because anyways when you get the house, you get the address as well, so you can ask the address, and you can then try to update in Skatar Bucket, which is a tax department of the government. So when you try to update that address and it doesn't get updated, that means something is really fishy. So that is one hint which you can use to see whether the apartment is genuine or no. And secondly being that if really they are genuine, they will never ask you like huge amounts of money to be deposited or to be given to them. Okay, so mostly it is like what ideally happens, that it's like give and take. So when you get the keys, you pay the amount. Okay, so it's like that. But if anybody is asking you way ahead like a lot of money, then definitely something is wrong. So guys, the next hint being that the apartment or the entire deal sounds too good to be true, right? Like someone tells you that you are getting like 60 square meters apartment in just 7,000 SEK per month of rent, and the location is amazing, and maybe the location is in the central, like prime location, then something is definitely fishy, and you should definitely recheck everything before paying anything or before signing the contract or renting that apartment. And yeah guys, so if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my points because I do not want to miss any point, because it's really important, and several people have got these experiences. I don't want you to suffer and get these experiences as well. So the next point is like, suppose a landlord tells you that deposit so and so amount in a foreign account, or which is located like in a foreign country, and he will send you the keys via UPS or something like that. It is definitely a scam. It is definitely. So you can be totally sure that not to trust this kind of people, okay, who ask you that to pay deposit, to pay money in a foreign account which is not located in Sweden. Also in relation to this, there are several people who also will even show you the apartment. There are several cases which has happened here where people even showed the apartment to the couple or to the family, and then that apartment not even genuine, and they also asked to deposit the money in the foreign account. This is another hint which you can get, that this is definitely a scam. So do not fall for all these kinds of false renting, and be smart and be careful and recheck everything again and again. So guys, that were my some hints and points for you to understand, that how can you judge and gauge the tenant whether it is really true or no. Now moving on, we will see what is our duty, like what we can do from our part, to ensure that we are not in default, or we don't get like fraudulent cases. So the first thing being that you can search the name of the person, whoever is the landlord. You can actually go to hitta.se or eniro.se. I will mention these links in the description box, so you can go there and actually search the person, whether the person is really genuine, he has a person number, he is registered here and he is living here. You can check all his details basically. So that's what we have been doing past 3 to 4 years whenever we get a house. And also make sure that the contract is genuine, so go through the contract properly and check everything, whether it is a first hand contract or second hand contract. Second hand is like a normal contract which you get from like the other people, so like you usually have like a shorter period of contracts, so you can stay in the house like 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, depending on the landlord, what you're getting and what he is giving you permission to stay. So check properly what are these, and also check in the contract the rent, how it is, and make sure they're not charging you something extra than the like standard one. So you can check in your group of people or your friends who have already gone through the same thing, so you can check with them because there is standard rates for everything. For example, I'll tell you that we are paying like 8,500, okay, for we can say like 64-65 meter square apartment. So nobody can charge you like 15,000 for that, okay. So usually if someone is giving you apartment, if they have the first hand contract and they are giving it to you, they are subletting to you, then it can be 10 to 15%, like they can add 10 to 15% on that, but not beyond that. So be mindful of that and be aware that they cannot charge you exorbitant prices, and make sure that you are not fooled and you are going in with the right kind of agreement. Another important thing is that read the documents, read the agreement or contract, whatever you are signing, carefully, and make sure that all the points are covered and you are going through all the points. And also check if the contract includes what is all included in the rent: water, electricity, garbage collection. So all these are you can say accessories or the other things included. So check whether that is included or it is separate, okay, because that also matters, because if it is not included, you'll end up paying like again 500 to 800 kronas extra. So please make sure you check all these things in the agreement. Also guys, please make sure that you are signing the agreement and paying the amount only after clarifying everything, and there is no need to pay way in advance, because that is not necessary. And if the person is asking you like a token amount or something, while the apartment is booked on your name, I'm not going to show it to anybody else, that kind of a scenario, then make sure that the account details are correct. It's not like foreign account, it's a Swedish bank account. Check all these details and then be mindful, and never pay cash, guys. Never ever pay cash, because as you guys know that Sweden is a cashless economy, and nobody pays cash, okay. It's everything card and online. So if somebody is asking you cash, then definitely there is something wrong, okay. So make sure that you pay online, and so that you can also get a receipt. You can take a screenshot, and you can later on, if anything happens, God forbid, if anything happens, you can show it to someone, right? You can show your bank transactions and all. Also guys, I will advise you to take home insurance, and so check properly, because there are different terms and conditions in insurance. So there is usually theft insurance is there, but then you never know what kind of terms and conditions are there in the insurance contract. So please make sure you clarify with the company and check what all is included and what is not. It's always better to be aware later than to be sorry later on. So also guys, while renting the apartment, you should check how the house, in what condition it is. If there are any damages, check the cabinets, check the bathroom, and check the corners. If any wallpapers are there on the walls, or if any carpet is there on the flooring, so check all that. Take photos, take videos, so that you have some proof. If anything goes wrong, you have proof, and you have something to go back to and refer and even share with people, right? That is so try doing that. And if you see any damages or anything, please report it to the landlord immediately, so that it can be taken care of. They are aware of what is going on, and they can help you and rectify, so that later on nobody will blame you, or you are not responsible for that damage, right? And also try to be a member of a tenant association, like I mentioned last time in my previous video. So there is something called as a Hiregasforeningen.se. I will mention that in the description box again, so you can become a member of that, so that if you face any issues or if you have any doubts, you can definitely check with them. They're available on call as well as on email, so you can check with them accordingly so that you get any all your doubts clarified. If you get stuck in anything, that can be sorted out. And another important point is that please remember that you have to return your house in the same condition as you get. Okay, so if you have kids, make sure that you put wallpapers. That's what we did. So we know that the kids, how much is their height, how much they can reach. So in all those that height, we had put wallpapers throughout the house so that they won't scribble or they won't draw on the walls, and that saves us a lot of mental torture. So it's better to take care previously. And also another thing is that sometimes it happens that in the apartment when you move, especially second hand apartment is always unfurnished, so there is not even a bulb, there is not even a light or anything, so you have to get everything yourself. Okay, but second hand apartments usually are furnished or semi furnished, you can say, so that there can be some expensive items of the landlords, that there can be some cutlery or some glass items or some extra items lying around. So make sure you wrap it up and keep it away in a corner, or you can put it in your storage, which is always, there is always usually a storage in the basement, so you can put all those items there so that you don't break or don't spoil anything. And when you return the apartment, then you can also hand over those things, and then you don't have that tension, that you have these expensive items of them. And do not use these items, guys, because I know it's very fancy and these items are very nice. Like for example, a second apartment which we had everything furnished. Like we had all the equipments, and we had the the cake maker, the hand mixer, and the oven and the toaster and everything, but we didn't use that. We just kept it aside, because if anything happens or if anything goes wrong, then you are responsible for those items, and we do not need that, right? So try doing that. And another tip is that try keeping good relations and amiable relations with your previous landlords, current landlords. Try to be soft spoken and good, because these kind of references can come handy even while you're searching job, or even you're searching another house. Contacts matter a lot in Sweden, so you never know which kind of contact can come handy or useful to you later on. So it's always better to have good relations and good contacts with people that will help you through a long way. So guys, another important thing is that whatever communication is going on between you and your landlord, try to keep it in a written format. Like maybe it be messages or emails, but try to keep it, like don't delete it or whatever, like keep it for future reference or future use. You never know these kind of communications you might require later on, so keep that in mind. So guys, I hope you have liked this video, and these are all the tips which I from my side, which I felt and experienced. If you have any other tips to share, please do that in the comment section, and we can have an interaction, we can discuss, and please let me know how you like this video in the comment section. And yeah guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay positive and stay happy. Bye bye, take care.